There we go. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Monday edition. Mondays are always a little bit slower, you know that. But we're back in business, at least for the time being, anyways. Till Niantic shuts us down, we're here. So, hopefully, I haven't read any of the announcements yet to find out if they have brought out anything new about PokemonGO Plus yet. Let me see real quick here. Plus is Discord for freezing up for. Looks like all of Discord is froze up. Not good, not good. Man. Yeah, Discord is kind of freezing up. Not wanting to cooperate today. How's everybody doing? What's up, friendly trendy? It's good. Bring it back up. Wow, everything's running super slow. Might need to reboot this desktop sometime. This stuff is running super slow. Procedurally generating buttons is really that difficult. One thing I need to do is unhook this from there and put it into my charging block. Updating failed. Trying to. What the hell is going on here? Bear with me just a moment here, trying to see. A whole bunch of nothing. Let me do this a minute here, people. I'm reading the latest information on PokemonGO right now. Hmm. Interesting. They're trying some different things on PokemonGO++. They actually have a couple of developers that are talking back and forth that I was reading the stuff between them, the stuff that they're actually trying. Ver. Yeah, I got one today. I got a Latios today. Right there. What's that? Spider XD. Yeah, you still get red warnings. Well, this account's got it anyway because yesterday when I was messing with it on Android, I forgot to change the hack that I got, that I cloned and whatnot. I forgot to clone the app name internally, so it was still using fake GPS. So I ended up getting a red warning on that before I realized, hey, dumbass, you forgot to change the name. So I changed it on there now, and I've been using it all day today. Haven't got banned yet, so we'll see if it turns around and gets banned like 5 minutes after using it on PokemonGO++, then we'll know for sure. But I'm kind of like FSUATL, where I was basically, I've had this same red message on every one of my accounts before in the past, and they haven't done anything about it yet, so we're just gonna wait and take a wait and see attitude. Right now I'm using the farming account for now just to see. sometime this week, either Thursday or Friday, me and Sadie are going to be down in the Smoky Mountains. And when I'm down there, hopefully I can get some gameplay footage down there. I'm going to try to stream while I'm down there too. What the hell is this idiot saying? I'm still trying to figure out that sentence because evidently you've never took an English class in your life. You've forgot shit like possessives and plurals and all kind of other shit in that sentence. Like a lot of stuff. Whenever you non-spoofers learn how to speak English, then I'll actually listen to anything you got to say. Oh, really? That's amazing. Gee, how'd you come up with that one? Let's hate on the disabled guy. Probably one of all of the spoofers out there. Well, not all. I'll say one out of like 90% of the spoofers out there who is actually spoofing legitimately for a disability reason. And he comes in here to fucking hate on me. You're awesome, dude. I just think it's funny that Reversal got hated on so bad last night. But yet, people hate spoofers so badly that they left Reversal's channel and went to fucking Jono's channel. Because clearly legitimate players outrank spoofers, right? What's up, Joe? How you living? Yeah, Prozac sold out, Crybaby got them all, huh? Wait, when you say Crybaby, are you referring to Reversal, Mystic 7, or Lewis? Because, I mean, to be honest, it could be any of the three. Of course he took down the video. No legitimate players want to have a spoofer outdo them. Then it proves that their fucking crybaby bullshit is for nothing. Maybe we aren't as bad as they try to make us out to be. I hope this guy is watching real closely. Because this account right here, I don't give a shit about, and it's already almost up to 23. So that'll tell you right there. You ban one account, you can have another one at 25 in less than a week. So it's not a big deal. And then when everything starts working again, then I'll start sniping and boost sand in a couple other places and get up. Because to be honest, a lot of my blue account wasn't 100 IV Pokemon anyway. So I would like the chance to do it over again and get nothing but 97s and 100s. Because if I have to redo it all over again, that's the way I'm going. Straight 100 IV Pokemon all the way. I got 6 candies left. Let's see. When was I working on? I wish they would get rid of this fucking 8-bit shit already. Because this shit looks like garbage. I am not impressed with their graphics work. Okay, so I got room for 80. Yes, I have Latios. I keep getting fucking rewards from this quest shit that keeps filling up my damn items. What's up, Tanvir? Dude, Niantic didn't screw shit up. What are you talking about? I'm playing the game, Anna. You see the joystick on my screen, right? They didn't stop shit. They may have scared some of the new spoofers out there. I'm not scared. Not at all. When I can take a fucking virgin account from 0 to 25 in 1 week, why would I be scared? Well, I look at it, my main accounts didn't have all 100 IV Pokemon on them anyway, so I'm looking forward to the chance to get all 100 IVs this time around. I think I could do better. This account right here is barely over a week old, and it's already got Latios on it and Dragonite. And it's on its way to getting a Charizard. So, live dangerously, that's what I say. Well, look at it. This game is about fucking end of life anyway. It's on its last breath. The only thing keeping this game afloat is Spoofers. So, I mean, why be scared? There's other games getting ready to come out. There's a ton of new fucking AR Plus games that are coming out. To be honest though, I wouldn't let fucking Lewis and Mystic 7 have the satisfaction of knowing that they stopped me from playing at all. I would play with a new account every single day if I had to, before I let them win. Oh yeah, I'm willing to bet too. I'm willing to bet that 90% of the people that are even playing right now, which about 75 to 85% of those people right now are spoofers anyway. But I'm betting 90% of those people have stopped playing this game by summertime because there's too many other ones coming out that offer better chances and different things to the game. I mean, shit, I started playing Draconia's Go again, second time I played it in like forever, just the other day, and I'm looking forward to PvPing some of you guys in Draconia's Go. Something that we'll probably never see out of Pokemon Go before this game is dead. I would be willing to bet if this game keeps on going the way it's going right now, that it will probably be dead before summer, before they even have a chance to bring out PvP or trading. Because they're going to kill it way before they have a chance to bring that out. And the only person that will be to blame for that, actually two. John Hankey, number one, for letting them decide to put the red message warning out to everybody. But number one, most certainly, has got to be Mystic 7 and Reversal. Because those are the two that was crying in John Hankey's ear the whole time. Stop spoofers. Spoofers are ruining the game. Well, they're going to find out just how little of a game this is when spoofers ain't playing anymore. Because when spoofers ain't playing anymore, there will be tons of money that's not going to be there for Niantic to use to research into being able to bring out other features such as PvP and trading. And the only people that they'll have to blame is themselves. Mystic 7 can look himself in the mirror after it's all over. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a video straight to him after all this shit's over with. When everybody can go back to business as usual, I'm going to do a video. I'm not going to do a hate video. It's not going to, I mean, it'll be kind of mean, but I'm not doing a hate video. I'm just going to straight up tell him the way it is. I'm going to be like, look, dude, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You had to have your quote-unquote private meeting with John Hankey after having your 12-minute fucking rant video a month ago when they were doing the fucking Taiwan event. And I said, because of that, and because you had to, like, go in there and complain and complain and complain instead of doing something good for the community, like trying to tell him, hey, we need to get trading, we need to get PvP in there. Draconia's Go already has it, and they're a much smaller company than you guys are. Instead of doing shit like that to try to help this community out, he basically tried to bury this community by complaining about spoofers. The sole, well, I'm not going to say sole source of money, but a huge source of the money that Niantic is using to research those features in the first place. There it is, in a nutshell. I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating. If I was exaggerating, I would say 100% of the people are spoofers. I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling it the way it is. You want to know how you beat people like that? With logic. Because the stuff that they spew, when they join in channel and they start cussing you and calling your mama names and shit like that, that's all they know how to do. They don't have logic. You start throwing logic back at them, and they don't know how to respond. Yeah, what's Mystic 7 going to do after this game dies? Go back to playing Clash of Clans? I got news for him. There is a Clash of Clans hack that's out as well that lets you train up basically all of your damn accounts by logging into a third-party server. So I was doing research on that last night. So everywhere he goes, he's going to have hackers to deal with, and there's going to be nothing he can do about it. So, I mean, he might as well just shut the hell up and go on with it. Because he's not hurting true spoofers. True spoofers can build an account a week. So it doesn't matter if they get banned. But he did hurt Niantic's chances of getting another $1 from me. I will probably, and this is the honest God's truth, I will probably never spend another $1 in this game because of that bullshit message the other day. Because the only accounts that I was really spending money on anyway was my blue account and my yellow account. All these other accounts are just new accounts that I'm building up to do giveaways with anyway. So basically, giving me the red message on those two accounts just basically stopped Niantic's chances of ever getting another dollar from me. Straight up legit. That's not threats or anything like that. That's the way it is. So whenever all the dust settles and Niantic starts going under here in about a year because of this, I'm gonna send an email to John Hankey. I'm gonna say, you have nobody to blame but Mystic 7 for this. Well, and yourself, because you chose to listen to him. But more or less, him, because he's the one that was crying in your ear during that closed door meeting you guys had the last month. I mean, true, you didn't have to listen to him, but if he would have never been crying and bitching and complaining about hackers in the first place, you guys wouldn't have went under. Well, basically, the game will go under. They won't go under, but the game will go under. They won't go under because there's too many companies that want to buy, quote unquote, their technology. Problem is, there's too many other companies out there that have that same technology now. So, yeah, it's not going to be anything close to what they would have been able to continue making in Pokemon Go. That's for sure. But as far as hurting me, all the haters out there, I hope you're looking. I hope you're looking right here. All the haters out there, listen. You are not hurting me at all. There's too many other games out there that I play, dude. Go on with yourself. You give yourself too much credit. Watch some of my other streams about me being, number one, truly disabled. Number two, watch some of my other streams about how I do giveaways every single week of a level 25, if not higher account. That will tell you right there that you're not hurting me in the least. That's basically what they did. Well, Mystic 7 was holding a gun, but still, they still shot themselves in the foot. Because as long as I can create a new Pokemon trainer account, it's not going to stop me. As soon as this account right here gets banned, I'll go out, create a new account, and start building it right back up the very same day. What do you mean, third strike later? You got banned 3 times. Literally? Or are you talking about the red message 3 times? Because, dude, Patrick, if you got... Damn, dude. If you got banned 3 times... It don't matter. Mystic 7 is going to have basically nothing to fall back on. He never finished college, right? He got in a fight with his parents over whether or not he should go into college from high school or if he should just go on to try to be a YouTube star. Instead of putting their foot down and busting that little brat's ass like they should have done, they let him win and said, you don't have to. So now, when the bubble bursts and all he's got to fall back on is Clash of Clans, his head is going, you're going to see a vein in his forehead pop and explode when he realizes there is a hack for Clash of Clans 2 that's even worse than this one. It's got third-party servers that let you build up your accounts with as much money and all that shit as you can get. And then you can go play on legitimate Clash of Clans servers after that and use the exact same stuff. What's up, Genko Garu? Oh, the red warning message? Yeah. Dude, Patrick, I'm telling you, dude. Don't even worry about it. Like I said, this game is end of life, dude. Literally. It's not even worth worrying about. Let all the anti-spoofers think that they've won. They need a small victory every now and then because they have so few in their lives. I just think it's going to be funny that when they legitimately watch my stream so like this, they're staring at my stream trying to figure out what my accounts are just so they can run back and tell. I think it's going to be funny when they get every single one of them banned and I come right back the next week and have it level 25 before the week's out. That's what's going to be hilarious. And sooner or later, PokemonGO Plus people will get it right. It may take them a while, but they'll get it right. And they'll do exactly what my Android hack does, where it hides the IMEID number and the Wi-Fi MAC address number and all that shit. And once they get all that shit hid correctly, and they're undetectable anymore, then you won't have to worry about IP bans, you won't have to worry about perma bans, none of that shit. Then wait and see what your boy does when if they pissed off about me spoofing now, just wait till they get a load of me then. But yeah, they're working on that shit right now. I've seen it too. I know exactly what fucking video you're talking about, Redbox, because I've seen it too, dude. You want me to tell you how I know what you're talking about? Up at the top left-hand corner of his phone, you seen the little fucking, the thing from, Union, what's it called? Union Square hack? The little half moon thing on the left-hand side of the top top of his phone that slides out from the top, and it's got all the, where you can change it from rocker to arrows and all that shit. I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. I seen it on there too. When I seen that, I was like, I know what that is. I've seen that before. Yeah, my Android hack is actually pretty good. I was messing with it just briefly yesterday after I went off the air. This account got the red message, but it wasn't because they caught it. It was because I was a dumbass. The version that I was playing with on the stream yesterday didn't have the internal name changed yet on the clone, so it still kept saying fake GPS in there. That's how they detected that one. But I've long since fixed that shit. As soon as it popped up, I realized what I did. Because then I pulled down the top menu bar, and sure enough, it said right there, such and such, or it said Honey V2, and it said fake GPS service started. So the service name was still the same. Because I'm disabled, Frost. I'm one of the few people that you know actually have a legitimate excuse for spoofing. That's why. I've been cut on 7 times. I have no intestines left. I have a bag on my side. So I have an intolerance to heat. I have to constantly be drinking something at all times, or I dehydrate. So yeah, me going outside and playing the game legitimately is not feasible for me anymore. Now I used to, on my blue account that got the red message on it day before yesterday, I played on that account until I was level 35 and a half, legitimately, before I ever spoofed on that account at all. And Niantic can go back and look at all the stats on that account, see all of the legendary raids that I did, and they will know by looking at the stats and shit that I played legitimately on that account. Till I got, it was just to the left of the halfway mark from 35 to 36 before I ever spoofed on it. If I was still able to go out and play and walk around and stuff, and didn't have to worry about, you know, being in constant pain or dehydrating and stuff, then I probably would still play legitimately. The other major reason is because where I live. Gordonsville, Tennessee. Pull that up on a map sometime. And take a look at how many Pokestops and gyms it actually has. It has 4 gyms and 6 Pokestops, and that includes the gyms. And the closest Pokestop to where I live is about 10 minutes down the road, and you can't walk there because there's no sidewalks. You would get literally run over because the road is so busy. So you can't walk there and hit a Pokestop. I have to get in my truck, drive down to IVAG, which if you look that place up on the map, you'll see all the people that's in this lobby right now knows what the gym and the Pokestops look like in IVAG. Because when I first started this stream, you'll see one of the Mewtwo raids we attempted to do in the beginning. I had 4 of my buddies on here that are mods. They took 4 of my EX raid passes and went with me to IVAG. Now this is a park now. This is a park. It has one gym and one Pokestop. And that's a park. Tell me any other parks that you know of that has exactly one Pokestop. And like I said, that's like 5 to 10 minutes away from my house. If you look on a map, when you leave Meadow Green Apartments, that's where I live in Gordonsville, Tennessee. If you want to look that up, Meadow Green Apartments, Meadow Green Lane, you'll see the road that leads down to a 4-way stop. There is no sidewalk on that road. You got to go through the 4-way stop into town, and on the right hand side after you cross the 4-way stop, you'll see IVAG Park. Go in there and look. You'll see one gym and one Pokestop there. But yeah. And as for my disability, it's not a lie. It's the truth. If you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll actually see me stand up and actually show the scar from my chest all the way down my belly and the bag on my belly right beside the scar. Because I did that on like 3 or 4 of my videos. So yeah, that's the whole story behind all of that. I have Crohn's disease. C-R-O-N-S, Crohn's. Every time I've had surgery, the minimum amount that I've got taken out was 12 inches. Usually it's more like 18 though. I've had a complete colectomy, which basically is a polite way of me saying that I don't have an asshole anymore. Literally, I'm sewed up. All they had enough intestines left to do was to go from right here, underneath this rib cage. They stretched it over here to my right side where the stoma is at, and that's the only intestines they had left, about that much. That's it. So I have what's called short bowel syndrome, where medicines or anything that I take, basically, I have to either dissolve it in water or put it under my tongue to let it absorb into my system. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't get any relief from any medicine that I took. As far as like, if they told me that if I had to have one more surgery, I would end up being malnutritioned and have to have a feeding tube. So, yeah, when I say that legitimately I can't, it's not feasible for me to do, it's not. And that's besides the point that, you know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that I spent on this game before that, just so that me and my stepson, Joker, could play this game legitimately? Because anywhere that's decent in Tennessee to actually play, there's a park in Nashville called Centennial. That's a pretty good place. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see a picture that I took there during one of the times after I started doing the YouTube channel. You'll see a picture of like a jet fighter, and it's right next to a pavilion and a train. That's a good place. But it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get there. Cookeville has a couple of good places. Dogwood Park and Cane Creek Park. Those are decent. Dogwood is just basically for like feeders though, feeder Pokemon. Cane Creek is about the best place in all of Cookeville and the surrounding areas right around here to play. As far as anything else, to go somewhere where there's more than 6 Pokestops, I have to drive 30 minutes from Gordonsville to over into Carthage, park on the square, and like do laps. There is probably I want to say 12 to 14 Pokestops. It's in this area we call the Eiffel Tower because the shape that is made by the Pokestops on the route that you travel. But yeah, I have to drive 30 minutes over there. And instead of just driving laps all the time, I will pull up to where the double stop is, turn the truck off, and just sit there while we hit the stops over and over again. Yeah, and that's besides spending money on lures, and I mean, it got to a point where there was so few Pokeballs because there's not enough stops around here and stuff that I was actually legitimately spending money on Pokeballs. Ain't no telling. I wish I would have thought to do this in the beginning when I first started playing the game. I wish I would have thought to like start keeping notes of how much money I was spending in the game all the time, because there was days that I dropped like $60 in the game, and then I would play for 2 or 3 days and then turn around and drop another 40 in the game. And that's on a disabled, check that I get once a month. But no, I don't want you to feel bad for me, dude. I just want people to understand. All the anti-spoofers that we have that join into this channel and spew nothing but hatred and shit, talk about my mom and all this other shit. Dude, they don't know me from Adam. I'm not some Joe Blow down here that's just spoofing just because I want to, And they don't know that, but if you're gonna hate somebody, don't you think you should watch at least a few of their videos before you decide something like that? What the hell is that? Thank you for getting me copyright. Yeah, because it just played that damn song live on the air. Coming home tonight? You gonna what? Oh, I got one. I checked on how much it's going to cost for a hotel room. It's going to be like $80 to $90. So, if we leave, when we leave until Thursday, after we leave, so we might leave Thursday afternoon, keep in there, Thursday afternoon, spend the night Thursday, on Friday, yeah, I told my daughter, I said, thanks for getting me a copyright strike. So I appreciate it. She's like, wait, what do you mean? I said, it just started playing one of my songs that I have set up as my ringtone. And she's like, oh, sorry. And I was like, you did that just because you were telling me you were coming home tonight? Oh yeah, dude. Gas. Because I drive a Toyota Tundra. I was dropping $20 to $30 a day in gas. Just gas. And no, so you guys don't think I'm just lying about stuff. See this beautiful beauty mark right here? That's not something you can invent. You know what I'm saying? And there's my bag. So no, I'm not just saying it to try to get sympathy and be able to spoof or whatever. It's straight up legit. And what's funny is that's one of the reasons that Mystic 7 said that he would look over somebody who was spoofing as if they legitimately had a disability. Yeah, he says that, and then Lewis turned around and has bugged me on a daily basis. He has went off, called me names and everything, dude. Ask him why I spoof and everything, and then when I tried to tell him, he's like, he just didn't care. I was like, dude, do you not ever, like, watch a video of somebody that you're spewing hate about before you sit there and start going off on them and calling them names and stuff? Don't you think you might want to actually watch their video beforehand to see, you know, why it is they do what they do? But no, because of that, it's not worth the headache or worrying about it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can do to change it, so if I want to play this game, I'm pretty much going to be spoofing. That's the way it's going to be. Oh, I know. Yeah. And not only that, but I'm probably one of the nicer players slash spoofers in the game. Something else that they would learn if they would have watched any of my earlier videos. Before I will take over a gym, just for the sake of taking it over to be mean, I always check. I'll click on it before I decide to battle it or take it over. The first thing I do is I'll click on it and look and see how long that the Pokemon have been in the gym. If there's anybody that's been in there less than 4 hours, I won't take it over until they've had a chance to get all their coins. Yeah, I agree. What did you send me on Twitter? Let me check real quick. I'm looking to see, but okay. Wait, it says something about notifications. Yeah, does that work pretty good, Joe? Open this without. Oh, they're bringing out a new Crash Bandicoot. That's cool as shit. Hell yeah, I love that game.
Hello everyone, it is Arthur and welcome back to a special video on PokemonGO. And in this video I'm going to be demonstrating a new Pokemon tracker that I found on the web, which is really amazing. It's called pokevs.com. The link to that will be in the video description down below. But we're going to take it into practice. I'm very close near the Slowbro right now. So I'm just going to open up the PokemonGO app and actually see whether or not I'm going to be able to find the Slowbro. So according to the tracker, it should be right around here. Oh, there it is. Wow. Immediately got a fact here, which is kind of cool here. As you guys can see, a Slowbro just appeared. I'm going to be looking for a couple of Pokemon, maybe some common Pokemon. Hopefully we're going to be finding like a rare Pokemon or something like that. And just, you know, showcase this new tracker. And then you guys can go ahead and try that for yourself. It's very simple to use. It's like the fastest thing that I've seen so far. Much faster than Fast Pokemap or the old Pokevision. It's just that the radius is a little bit smaller, but that's completely fine. We actually managed to catch this Slowbro. I'm not going to waste too much time.
Let me turn the volume down on that. So, he is hating on us because of what now? Even though he's sitting there doing the same damn thing. Yeah, no. I've got one on my red account, 2 on my blue account, and my blue account is the one that they got the red message on there and shit, trying to ban me on there and stuff. Oh, dude, now I see why. There's no way that they did this on purpose. Maybe. I'm looking at something right here that says, let me double check this first to see. If this is what I think it's saying, that explains why they put a stop to this shit the other day. Hold on, let me see. I want to see the date on this video. Yeah, my 37, yeah, it's got a red message on it now too. And my yellow account, I think. Yeah, my yellow. And all I did on it, literally, I signed in the night before I laid down, so that the next day when I would be ready for the stream, I would already have my account sitting in Santa Monica waiting on me. That way, I would have a less of a chance of getting busted. Literally, that's all I did. I signed into the account the night before, went to bed after turning it off, woke up the next day, went to check it before I started the stream. Literally, it had the red message on it, and all I did, that's all I did. I didn't do no teleporting on it, no nothing. Which, according to the people that are working on PokemonGO++, it has very little to do with how you're playing the game, what options you have set, how far you're teleporting and all that shit. If you're not getting soft banned, that is the only thing that, like, might have a little better of a chance of not getting you the red message. But as far as, like, to be reliant on the fact of whether or not you're teleporting too far or running too fast, as Jason tried telling me, it's got nothing to do with none of that. It's completely different from that. One of the developers thinks that they're scanning screenshots looking for overlays, which is something very similar to what I said the day or two before. I told you guys that they were doing something with the overlay. I said because it was freezing up every time I had PokeGenie running, it would freeze up solid and I would have to reload the game again. Or if I turned mirroring on after firing the game up and I turned mirroring on, then all of a sudden it would freeze up and I would have to turn it back off again to restart the game again. And that's what really told me something serious was going on with the overlay stuff. Because the mirroring code is like straight up from Apple. That's an Apple application. The Control Center is, and the Apple Air server that I use is as well. So yeah, they're spying on the apps. That's exactly how they do it. They started figuring it out. Yeah, one of the things that I specified that I think is the way that they're detecting it is this. Whenever you start up PokemonGO++, what is the first thing that you see on the screen before the game is even loaded up? The little welcome message with the Discord server and all that shit. Yeah, that little welcome message right there, I think they're detecting that. That's what I think they're actually detecting. Because that screen comes up in PokemonGO++ before even the game even fully loads. So they know what their background pixels look like. And if all they gotta do is pick random colors and toward the center of the screen, and if they pull those pixels by peeking them and they don't match to the colors that they're supposed to, if they don't return the same color value that it's supposed to, bam, there's a problem. And see, another thing you gotta look at, to use overlay type applications, you have to use a third page of the memory for flipping the screen. That's how it hovers over top of everything else, right? And if something is loaded into that page of memory that's an overlay that's hovering basically over top, that's what PokeLens is. Whenever you like install PokeGo++ using Cydia Impactor, you'll see this thing referenced in there as it's installing called PokeLens Popover. It's basically the interface that lays over top of Pokemon Go that allows you for the joystick operation, checking IVs, selecting locations on the map, shit like that. So what's happening is it's actually detecting something on that page of extra memory right there that's not supposed to be there. They're checking to see if it's clear or not on startup, and if it's not clear on startup, like when you run Pokemon Go, the very first thing it does, it issues a clear screen command to that page of memory, okay? Which basically sets all the pixel values to 0 or transparent, right? Then as the game starts loading, it checks the value of that page again. If that page is not empty, it's picking it up. That's like the simplest and quickest way that it's picking it up. And what's stupid is, this is how I picked up on it, that it was doing something with the overlay. Literally, when they first started bringing out PokeGo++ updates, like the 6.4 and the 6.5 version, my shit was freezing up whenever I would try to bring up the control center from the bottom. Like if I would swipe up from the bottom, trying to bring up control center to enable mirroring so that I could send it to my air server for, you know, for the show, it would freeze. And I was like, something major is going on. And then they actually brought an updated version of iOS, 11.3, I think's what it was. When they brought that update out, it actually fixed being able to bring up the control center while the game was still running. Before that, you could not do it without pushing twice on the home button, going back to the main screen, and then swiping up to bring the control center up. But after I installed 11.3, miraculously, without installing PokeGo++ update or anything else, just updating to 11.3, the control center magically started working again when swiping up while the game was even still running. So that told me right there, there's something going on with the overlay code, and it's something recent that had changed in the iOS version from 11.2.6, or excuse me, 11.2.26 to 11.3. Something majorly changed as far as bringing up the control center and screen mirroring. And Niantic had already allowed for that before 11.3 hit the airways. It had already like accepted the fact this is going to be changed, and they've already took precautions and changed it before 11.3 hit. So the control center could not be brought up from swiping from the bottom without first going back to the main desktop first, until I updated to 11.3. Then it magically started working even while the game was running. Swiping up from the bottom, it would bring up the mirroring, and I could turn mirroring on and off while the game was running. Before that, it did not work. That let me know that they were doing something with the overlay code and with the app mirroring, because it had never messed up before. In all the other versions of PokeGo++, it worked fine without having any problem. Even the same version of iOS that I was on, the 11.2.26, was working just fine, swiping up from the bottom, bringing up control center. But in this latest Pokemon update that come out, version 6.4 and 6.5, something in that code stopped that from working until you upgraded to 11.3. Then it magically started working again. And it's kind of funny that when they brought out 11.3, Apple had, and did you see that nice little notice they had in there about if we need your attention for anything, for tailoring user experiences or anything like that, your personal information needs to be accessed in any way, you will see this big, they had this big, huge ass icon that will be showed on the screen, right? Well, that icon was never showed on the screen, which let me know that Niantic basically wrote their own assembly language routines, used peeking and poking bits and bytes to figure out what the hell was on your phone, what the hell was running on your phone at that point in time, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm a programmer from way back in the day. I'm talking way back Commodore 64 days. So yeah, I know a lot about peeking and poking bytes because I used the exact same method for reverse engineering the 3DO file format from Cave Dog that they used on Total Annihilation. That's how I made my unit editor, was by reverse engineering the file format, doing the exact same thing. Peeking and poking bytes and bits in the header file of the 3DO file format till I figured out exactly what the layout was. And they're basically using the same shit against us, so that Apple would not know that they were doing it, because they're not using the Apple libraries with the function calls and stuff to do the same shit that they told them not to do 2 months ago. They didn't use those libraries. They wrote their own to try to hide it. They put it in code that looked like it was just a rewritten graphics API, but it wasn't. It was graphics API coupled with some shit to find out what's running on your phone, so that you can't separate the two by themselves without going in and manually no-opping the stuff out. You would have to go in there, strip out the assemblies, and no-op individual subs and adds out of the code to get it to work. Niantic's smart. I mean, we may not like what they did, but what they did was kind of smart. Until everybody found out that they went behind Apple's back and did it anyway. A bunch of people told Apple about it, them violating the terms of service. But we'll see if it does any good. Because they just probably gonna hand Apple a bunch of hush money and shit. They're not gonna outright ban the accounts. What they're doing is it's a publicity thing, to where they're trying to make it look to all the legitimate players that they're actually trying to do something about spoofers, so it gets them off of their back. And then at the same time, they're not going to outright ban the spoofers because they know where their money's coming from. So basically, it's a win-win in their book. That don't mean it was the right thing to do, but when you're a big company that likes money, that's the right thing to do as far as they're concerned. I mean, that too. they don't realize what the ramifications are going to be. They think that everybody is just going to stop playing for a couple of weeks and then realize they haven't been banned and then everything will be forgiven. They don't realize they're pissing a lot of people off. I mean, more than pissing them off. Taking them to the point of, look how much money that I've spent with you guys in the last year, blah, 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 blah. There's far too many games out there to play. What's that one, what is it, Jurassic World or something? Is going to be another AR Plus game that's either out or the beta's out or something. There's a lot of companies that are bringing out those type of games. I mean, if I would have been Niantic, what I would have done in the first place, instead of spending all this money on research and development and shit, I probably would have took part of that money and would have went out and purchased the company that made Draconia's Go and said, we're buying your company for X amount of dollars. You can't, make it like a don't ask, don't tell policy where they can go ahead and, have another company produce the game, including with PvP and trading and all that shit. Have the other company produce it for them and just pay them a chunk of the money and use your name, but let the other company produce it. That would have been a win-win in my book. That's what they should have done. Because the company that made Draconia's Go, they did a really, really good job. When it first come out, a long time ago, I played the shit out of it for a long time. And instead of being like Niantic, where those people are pretty much not approachable, right? If you try to get support from those people, you're lucky if you get an email back or whatever. The people that make Draconia's Go, me and the CEO was actually messaging back and forth for a while about changes they needed to make to the game. Stuff that if they changed this, and this, that it would probably be a Pokemon killer and all this stuff. Yeah, they were actually approachable like that though. Where the guy didn't think too much of himself and too much of his company. He was willing to actually take, advice from another game developer. What did Steve Jobs say about money? No. It was Bill Gates that said it. Money lulls rich people into a false sense of security. It makes them think that they can't lose. And he said about Steve Jobs, he goes, if he's not careful, he just may bankrupt the place. And then what was really funny is he ended up bankrupting the place, and Bill Gates ended up bailing him out. I can spoof in both of them. Jesus Christ. Copyright strike number 2. What? What? So literally you didn't have to talk to me the first time. Hell no. I said hell no. I'm not coming and picking you up from Olivia's. She called me the second time to give me a second copyright strike to tell me that she didn't need to call me the first time. I got red warnings on almost all of my accounts besides 2 of them. But no, my Android spoofing app works really good. It took me a while to update the stats and stuff on it yesterday. That's what got me the red warning message in the first place on that account yesterday. Was I didn't update the internal name. It was still saying fake GPS internally. I forgot to change it while I was changing all the other settings. But it works really good, even since they updated Google Play services. Niantic is like checking the GPS stats about once every 10th of a second now, or about once every 100 milliseconds. That's why most of the regular fake GPSs out there don't work anymore. It's because of that, because of the update rates. What's up, Hunter? Which video, dude? The one about fucking reversal? Using the tracker? We all know he uses trackers. So does fucking Trainer Tips. So does fucking Mystic 7. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see when this fucking video was put out. This ain't the original video either. I clicked on a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. Which app? The one in iOS or the one on Android? The one on Android that I use, it's a cloned version of fake GPS. It's a special version. I have it on our Discord server. Yeah, the one for Android, it's on my Discord server in the general chat. Same thing with Mystic 7. Dude, if you watch closely, you can see the little half moon menu at the top left hand corner of his screen. Like, watch the video where Mystic 7 is playing in his house the day that it was raining like hell over there in Santa Monica, and you'll see it at the top left-hand side of his screen. And that just happens to be the day that he's also able to attack gyms and hit Pokestops and shit from inside his apartment as well. Yeah, this is PokeGO++ right here. But on Android, it's not. The program is called Honey, is what I named it, the clone version that I got. The reason I called it Honey is because it is oh so sweet. It works 10 times better than the old Android hacks used to. Now, it still suffers from the same problem that basically all Android hacks do, meaning that from time to time you got to re-enable it. PokeGO++ is available as an IPA file that you can sideload using Cydia Impactor. Yeah, my Android version has got a joystick as well. From their website. It's, what the hell is the name of it? PokeGO2.com. I made a video showing how to install PokeGO++ using Cydia Impactor and stuff. The video is on our Discord server as well. I made a video for Android and I made a video for iOS. Now that I don't know, because it's been tested all the way up to January 1st of 2018, but I don't know if it works March 1st or not. Our guy, one of our mods here, VJ, tested it on 5 different Android phones. Now, it worked on my Android phone, which is a LG Stylo 3. But then again, my security patch is like January of 2017. So, it's supposed to work on the one from 2018 as well. Now, if you're running any Android phone that has Android 8.0 on it instead of 7.1 or 7.0, if it's got Android 8 on it, version 8, you're not going to find a hack that works for it. No, I don't have Mew yet. This one here, let me see how close I am. Still on 4 of 8 on this one. Now I got to almost 6 of 8 on my blue account before I got that red message on it. But no, if you want to see my Android joystick working in action, watch yesterday's video. It's got me using my Android hack in it. And the Android hack that I use comes with two different kinds of joysticks. It's got the arrows, like tap to walk arrows of Union Square, and then it's also got a 360 joystick on there as well. And then it's got a third option. You can select to only enable the location without a joystick as well. Bag is full. What, the one from Android? It's on the Discord server in the general chat. Honey_V3. I have no idea. I don't think I got shadow ban. Send the link. What, the link to the Android one? Dude, get on Discord and look it up. The link to the Discord server is in the description of this video. Here, I'll switch. I'm gonna take a smoke break, and while I'm on smoke break, I'll switch over. I'll switch over to Android so you guys can see that. Okay, let me turn off the screen real quick. Ah, my fucking head is pounding. So now this one. Dang, I can see it working. I'll be back. Give me about 10. Smoke break. What's up, everybody? 379th. Very nice. Yeah, I got the red warning message on this account before I forgot. Before I remembered to change the internal name on the clone last night. I was changing the settings so often, and I was making so many new clones that I didn't even think about changing the damn name. And then I went to change it again after I signed out of the stream last night, and bam, red message. And then I pulled down the menu from up top and looked and seen where it said fake GPS on it, and I was like, that explains that. But as you can tell, messing with the settings last night, I was able to get it to be quite a bit more stable than what it was before. I mean, it's still like all the other Android spoofing apps where you have to re-enable it from time to time, but it's still way more stable than what it was before. It depends. It depends on if PokemonGO plus people have their shit together yet. Say my name. Laggy little piece of shit. Do you even know how to spell hacker? I know it's the same guy that keeps signing in doing that because he keeps misspelling the same word the same way. He doesn't even know how to spell hacker. but yet I should listen to him when he calls me one. waves. Does it look like I'm banned? Yeah, I don't got no shadow ban. If I would have had a shadow ban, I wouldn't have been able to catch that Ursaring fully evolved. I got Latios. Got that today during the raid. Go woman, who knows? I bet you she knows who told. Missy said it. That's what she said. How is that supposed to be? That does not look nothing like. What the hell? Yeah, it froze up again. Well, that must be a sign from the gods. I'm done for the evening. You guys know how I do. It's me, star 3. May all your Pokemon be hundos, and at least some of them be shiny. And everybody out there in YouTube land, stay sexy, YouTube. At least until the hacks get re-released again. Then you guys can hide in your house and stay ugly again. See y'all later. Have a good evening. Ciao.